George Chapman was born Surenc Bosowski in Poland in the late 1800s. He immigrated to England. He changed his name. And he built a new identity. To his neighbors, Chapman appeared hardworking, devoted. He trained as a barber. But more importantly for this story, he loved to cook. Chapman didn't just prepare meals. He insisted on it. His wives rarely cooked for themselves. Chapman controlled the kitchen, the ingredients, and the timing. Food wasn't just nourishment. It was routine. It was authority. Chapman favored hearty, simple meals. The kind common in Victorian England. Stews, soups, broths. Meals that were slow, warm, comforting. This dish, a Victorian beef stew, is exactly the type of food his wives would have eaten. But after meals, something was wrong. Chapman's wives became violently ill. Vomiting, diarrhea, weakness. Doctors diagnosed food poisoning.
The diagnosis is clear, Mr. Chapman. Your wife has contracted food poisoning. We must keep her comfortable and watch her closely.
Gastric illness, bad digestion. No one suspected murder, because the illness always followed dinner. Chapman didn't panic when his wives fell ill. He stayed calm, attentive. He cooked more. He insisted they eat, even as their bodies failed. Behind closed doors, Chapman was administering antimony, a slow-acting poison. Antimony causes symptoms that closely mimic severe food poisoning. That wasn't an accident. It allowed Chapman to hide murder inside medicine and care inside cruelty. At least 3 of his wives died this way.
Kind, loving woman.
Each one insured. Each one buried. As the stew simmers, so did suspicion. Doctors began noticing something strange. Different women, different homes, same husband. And always the same symptoms. Exhumations were ordered. Toxicology revealed antimony in their bodies. George Chapman wasn't a grieving husband. He was a serial poisoner. Chapman was arrested in 1902. At trial, prosecutors focused on the kitchen, on the meals, on the fact that Chapman controlled what his wives ate, and when. He was convicted of murder. In 1903, George Chapman was executed by hanging. This is a Victorian beef stew. Slow-cooked, hearty, completely safe. It looks like comfort food. And that's what made Chapman so dangerous. Because the most frightening crimes aren't always loud. Sometimes, they taste like dinner.
If you enjoyed this episode of Criminal Cravings, like, subscribe, and tell me which criminal and which food you want next. Because every meal has a story, and some stories should make you think twice before taking the first bite.